Hello my lovely nestlings and welcome to today's best of beauty of the summer of 2022. From trash to treasure. Today I'm going to go over all the makeup that I tried in the summer of this year, and I'm going to put them in a tier style system because I like to be different. And if this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Nikki. I am from the Netherlands, slightly orcish, relatively vintage, and I love to chat about makeup. I also love to put it on the face. Let me, before we go any further though, kind of explain the slightly orcish and the relative vintage. Slightly orcish means that I have an olive undertone. Yes, and the vintage means I'm 46. Yeah, I also have ADHD and I'm autistic. So we have a complete package. Yes. And yeah, if that sounds of interest to you, then this is definitely the channel for you. You will see how much I like makeup today. Also, I already filmed my haul video for the summer. It should be up. If you want to see what I hauled in the months of July and August, then that is your video. I have 5 tiers and I will explain in the tiers themselves a little bit more about what is in the tier, but I will mention them very, very quickly. The first one is, oh hell no. The second one is meh. Then we have
the Twilight Zone.
You have to do it like this. Then we have
Amazeballs.
And then we have, you have to pry it out of my cold, dead hands. Yes, let's go into it. So let's start with the first tier, which is the oh hell no. I don't think that I have to explain that, right? It's basically my fails. That's it. And I have 2 this time. Now I've had worse oh hell no's. I have to tell you I have had worse oh hell no's, but these are in here nonetheless. And let's start with basically the worst product that I tried this summer, and unfortunately it's from a brand that I really do love, and it is from Catrice. It's their tinted face oil. Now first off, the package looks yucky because yeah, it's a tinted face oil and it makes the packaging look a bit nasty. I love face oils. This is the first time that I tried a tinted oil. Now I was kind of afraid that I wouldn't like it because I do not like a tinted sunscreen. The texture, no, but I was like, let me try it. It was on sale. I really wanted to try it, and I tried it. And the trouble is, the first time that I used it, I kind of liked it. The problem with this is it's a very sheer coverage, that's not a problem, but it's a sheer coverage, which is fine. But if I want to then combine it with, for instance, concealer to kind of spot conceal some areas, I feel like it doesn't really want to work that way. I also think it's because of the way that I prep my skin, because I always wear a sunscreen. If I'm indoors and I don't go outside, then I don't have to wear a sunscreen, and then this is better because then the oil can sink in. But if I put it on top of my sunscreen, it really doesn't work, and I should have known that. So this is not a product for me unless I want to be looking great indoors. I also cannot powder this because it looks yucky when I powder it. It's a texture. The texture, as I said, I love a face oil, but and it's not that I can feel the color particles very, very well, but I can feel them. And yeah, it's for me, it's not it. Shake well before applying, yeah. Unfortunately, this is in 5.5, which is a warmer olive. I don't know who I can give. Maybe I can use this for my legs. I can try that because I don't like it for my face. Unfortunately, it just doesn't work for what I like. And also my texture, no. Yeah. Let's next go to Colored Rain, and it is a lip liner. It's a lip liner from the B collection, and this is in the shade The Buzz. So there are 2 lip liners in this collection. You have the Buzz, which is a little bit more of a redder one, and then you have the other one, which is more, I want to say almost more orange brown. The reason that this one is here is that for me it just doesn't work. Now I have to say it works now. Of course it works now that I'm filming the video, but we have had a heat wave here. So this has, I don't want to say it melted, but it has been in very warm surroundings. Warmer than it usually is here because it was redonkulous. So I can get pigment out right now. When I swatch it, I can get pigment. When I just got it, I swatched it, it was okay. then I swatched it again. And you can see that in the video that I'm doing with this. I just cannot get pigment out. Now that it is warmer, I can, but I'm not going to put this on top of my radiator, my heating system, right? So this, unfortunately for me, is an oh hell no, it's a fail, because I have to very much scrub on my lips to get pigment out. At least that's how I feel. It could be that it's just too close to my own lip color that it doesn't show up because of that. But this color is a fail for me this month. Yes, or in the summer. Yes. I'm going to go to the next category, and that's meh. And in meh are products that are, they're not complete fails. They are just okay. That's it. They are just okay. And I have 2 products here in the category. So let's start with the first one, which is from Glam Shop. And it is actually one of their, I think it's a cream to powder highlighter. And this is in the shade Desirous. It's pretty. When I swatch it, it's very subtle. Can you see that? It's very subtle when I swatch it. Now, I don't mind the subtle highlighter. But I have a problem getting this to show up. It could be maybe that I'm too dark right now. I don't really know how to use it. Maybe that's it. So let me kind of tap it. If I tap it on, it's just not it. If I use it with a brush, which I feel like with a finger it's best, but then I kind of have to do it like that, like I do on my nose. Now you can really see it, but I don't buff in my highlighter. So I either tap it on or I use a brush, and I feel that, at least for me, it's not what I want. It's too subtle for what except now on my nose. Now it's very, very nice. Maybe I need to then try it and then buff it in. So, is that the way? That looks to be the way, but it's not how I use my highlighters, because I usually don't do that with my finger. Yeah, maybe if I'm lighter, it will show up a little bit more. But yeah, unfortunately, this is, well, the product functions. And as you can see, I can get it to work. It's a little bit too subtle for what I go for. So that's why it is here in the meh. Because for me, my preferences, it's just meh. The next thing that I have here is also a highlighter. This is from Essence. And we get A for effort. We get A for embossing. It is from their Jurassic Park collection. This looks extremely cute. The embossing also, it looks very, very cute. I almost was afraid to use it, but I did use it. And Essence can do highlighters, at least in my opinion, very, very well. You have more subtle highlighters, but there are also more foiled highlighters, but usually they are a little bit more on the subtle side. This though, I could barely get to show up. It was very, very subtle. And again, maybe it is the color. Because when I swatch it, wait, let me swatch it on my hand, so maybe you can see a bit better. You can see it on my hand, but maybe it's the color. I am medium right now. Usually I'm light medium, so I'm medium right now. Maybe that is it. Maybe I like the color in and of itself, but I think that I'm just a little bit, I don't know, too, I don't say too tan. And it's just, I don't know, it's just, I thought it would be more. That is it. And people have that with me as well, that they think that I am more, but I'm not. But yeah, so it's an okay highlighter. It's just, I kind of expected it to be a little bit more foiled than it was. I can probably build it up, yes, but I have so many good highlighters in my collection also from, for instance, Catrice, that I'm like, yeah, I'm good. So that's why they are in meh. So the last product that I have in meh is also from Catrice, and this is one of their new Shine Bomb lipsticks. I like the formula. Yes, I like the formula. The color I like in theory, but every time I put it on, it's almost like I have white stripes on my lips. There's just something that this color does in combination with, I don't know, maybe the formula. I also think that usually the formula is a little bit more, I don't know, hydrating or soft almost than it is. But in this, I do like the formula, but it's a color thing. So I want to try more colors from this. So that's why it's basically here. I think the formula is very nice. And but the color that I particularly picked for me, it's just not it for me. So that is why it's here. So I want to try more colors, but the color that I have, it's for me, it's meh. Because every time that I put it on, honestly, the color is oh hell no, because every time I put it on, I'm like, I don't like it, but I do really like the formula. So that is why it's kind of in meh, because everything together, this particular color, for me is it's very meh. Yeah. The next category is the Twilight Zone. And in the Twilight Zone are products that are between meh and Amazeballs. Basically, these are good products. They're nothing, they're good products. That is it. They're good, they function, but they are just, yeah, good. Nothing wrong with them. Would I recommend them? Yeah, but I kind of do have side notes. So let's start with one that I have side notes with, which is also from Glam Shop. And it is one of their cream blushes. And this is in the shade Ruminique, which is Seduction, I believe. It is a very, very pretty color. It's in a pot. And I can get pigment out, no problem. And I can also, you know, not with my nail, but I just prefer a product that is more, that's a little bit softer, that's a little bit more, I don't want to say, yeah, creamy almost. And it works. It's just, when I use this, I love using my cream blushes. I love using cream blushes. I love using cream highlights. There's just something about the texture that I enjoy applying a cream blush or highlighter on my face. This, it's underwhelming. The color is pretty. The finish is very pretty. But using the product itself, it doesn't add to the experience. Doesn't take away any either. It's pretty. It's a pretty color. And I do want, there's also one that has a sparkle in it and I do want to try because I do like the formula. But it's not one of my favorite cream blush formulas. So yeah, I like it and I recommend it. It's just that in all fairness with the collection that I have, and yeah, I just, the cream, yeah, they're just, I don't know. There's just something about squirting it out of a tube and then putting your, I don't know, but it's that. So, well, I like this. I think that the color is pretty and I definitely recommend it. I am glad that I have it in my collection and I think that it looks pretty. And I do want to try more colors. It's just not an exciting product for me to use, so that is why it's here. That could have been way shorter. It's not an exciting product for me to use. That's why it's in the Twilight Zone. Next, I'm going to go to a face palette. And I'm going to rank this completely. That is why it's here. And it is from Signed. And I actually have heard no one mention that here on YouTube. At least not the people that I watch. I do see it on Instagram and I was intrigued. So basically they are cream products. So you see here that I have a small palette with 4 face shades. So I have basically a base shade. I have a contour shade. I have a cream highlight. This is all creams. And then I have a blush. So the highlighter shade is in the shade June. Then I have the shade Olive as a contour. Then I have Rose Gold as a cream highlighter. And I have Saint Tropez as a cream blush. I love this one. I love the cream foundation. That's how I use, and I am used to liquids. So maybe I need, when I watch tutorials from them, they use it differently. So they basically have the lightest one on the high points, then basically this one as a mid-tone. So their foundation shade as a mid-tone, and then the contour shade as a darkening shade, right? So they use the 3 shades. It's not how I do my makeup. And I think it's because I started with, I just don't do my makeup that way. I basically start with a layer all over my face and then I add, which makes it that I use more product, but that's how I do my foundation. Maybe I need to experiment a little bit more with a different application. That would be interesting. So I really do like this. I like the creaminess of this, and while I'm very texture sensitive, I don't feel that this is heavy. It can feel, it can give the appearance. No, that's wrong. It can give me the thought that it could potentially be or feel heavy when I am applying it, but when it basically kind of melts a little bit more on my face, I don't feel it anymore. So it doesn't feel like a heavy layer, which initially I thought it would because it's a thicker product basically. The color is good, okay, as well, even though it looks very green next to me right now. When I use it, it melts and flows and it works well. So this I like the creaminess of it. Then let's go to the olive, the contour shade. The contour shade is very, very stiff. And it's kind of the same thing as I have with the Glam Shop blush. I wanted this color to be a little bit less creamy than this one, basically between the two. So a little stiffer than this one is, but more creamy than it is right now. So what I mean by that is I wish it was the texture and the consistency of the KKW stick. That's what it was. So a little bit less creamy or a little bit more creamy and not as dry. This is kind of dry and creamy at the same time and it drags. I don't know how to explain it. I hope I'm explaining it correctly. It works, but it's not my favorite to use. Then the rose gold, it's very, very creamy. This is too creamy for what I like. Yeah. And then it's extremely, extremely creamy. And then, and also very, very subtle. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that if I go for a natural makeup, it's very pretty. And then the blush again is that stiff formula like this one is. So those are the textures. Now, when I apply everything to my face, it looks very, very nice. However, if I want to powder, it doesn't work for me. If I want to powder this, and sometimes I do, if my face is normal, basically normal, drier in winter, and I'm sweaty in summer, so it's a little bit more sweaty in summer. In summer, when I use this on the hotter days, I wanted to powder because if I touch my face and it feels sticky, me no likey. So I want to powder it and it doesn't work. For me at least, because it looks very, very cakey. Now, I feel that you need to use this without powder and just let it be. When I did that, it looked the prettiest. It wore all day, it was very nice, but I cannot do that on the hottest days, because then when I feel it, I just feel like I have stuff on my face. I don't like that. I just don't use this on days that it's very, very hot. A day like today, where it's still kind of warm, but it's not extremely hot, I can use it. But yeah, I hope that I gave you the reason why it is here. So while I recommend this, if you like cream products, I think you will like this. If you want a very natural look, but look very put together, you will like this. They have a bunch of colors, and if you contact any of them on Instagram, they will help you. They helped me as well, color matching, and that was so nice. So the whole experience, it was very, very pleasant. It's just the texture things that, unfortunately for me, there are some textures that I like and there are textures that I don't like. And I am extremely particular. That's what I always say. It has to do with the sensory issues that I have, but just I'm extremely particular. There's nothing wrong with that. But if this sounds like something that you would like, I will link down below where you can find them. I'm very happy that I have this in my collection, and I will keep on trying it, especially together. I do like it. It's just on the days that I'm like, it's a little bit colder now. So, and I think that's also it, because it's creams. They kind of need to set, but if your face is too sweaty, oily, whatever, that the oils that are in the product don't really sink in but stay on top of your face, yeah, then I want to powder it, and that for me is when it's very, very warm. So I like the product, but it is here because of everything else that I mentioned. So yeah, let me know if you've tried the brand though. Let me know. Yes, next I'm going to go to, let's go to this. Let's go to a freckle product from SheGlam. First off, when a product comes in, and I bought two, but I have the other box here. So you have a box here and you have a plasticky, a stickery part here. Do you know what they did? Can you see that? There, can you see that there? It makes it so easy to open up the stickery that I was like, oh, that is so nice. So A for effort. Also A for how this feels, because this feels high end. This feels luxury. This feels heavy. It's a metal component with it reminds me of this from Nabla, the Viper. It has the same feel, so it feels heavy, it feels nice to use. I like the applicator. It is a silicone applicator, but there is movement in the applicator, so I like that. It has a rounded tip, which I also like. The reason that it is here is this color. It's nice until I powder. So if I put powder on top of this, it's kind of what happens today. It almost makes it a little bit grayer. But I do like it. It's not an Amazeballs. I don't like it as much as the one from Nabla. The one from Nabla works with any basically color that I am, and it always looks nice. So, and I really do like that applicator. But this one, it's very nice. If you see it, I can definitely recommend it. But it's not an exciting product, I think, at least. Will I repurchase that? No. I will repurchase my Nabla one when I ran out of other things. So that says something, I think, at least. Let's go to let's go to Colored Rain again. The other lip liner. This is in the shade The Bee's Knees. This lip liner functions very well. I really like the formula. I like the color. This is the color. It works very well for me. It's nice and creamy. It doesn't drag. But at the end of the day, it's a lip liner. It's not exciting. It's a nice lip liner. It's a good lip liner. And I would recommend the lip liner. But yeah, I don't think that a lip liner is an exciting product. I'm sorry. So that is why it's here. I really do like it. But yeah, it's also not my favorite lip liner that I have. It's a good lip liner though. But at the end of the day, it's still a lip liner. Yes, the last thing that I have in the Twilight Zone is from Martine Cosmetics, and it is one of the lip glosses. This is the Secret Sauce lip gloss from the Diner collection. Now this is a clear plumping gloss. I like the gloss formula a lot, but at the end of the day, it's a clear plumping gloss, and I have a bunch of those. Now this is not really a minty one, I feel. There is mint in here. It's soft. It has a tingling sensation though, so I do like it. I like that it is not overly minty, because I don't really like an overly minty clear lip gloss. But at the end of the day, it is a clear plumping gloss, and honestly, if I want to plump my lips very much so, I will grab my Viper from Nabla. So, but I do like it. I like the formula of this a lot, so that is why it is here. Okay, I'm going to go to the next category, which is going to be Amazeballs. And in the Amazeballs category are products that are very good products. You can basically call them my favorites of the month. And I know there's another category after this. This is just because I want to be a little bit extra. So these are products that I really love, that I use actually quite often, and that I will really recommend to you guys. So let's start with some other things from Martine Cosmetics. Let's start with the other gloss that is in that collection, and this is Hot Sauce. This is also a plumping gloss, but this is a red one, as you can see. And it is this red gloss, it just gives me, I have more red glosses, but because this is a little bit more, I almost want to say a watermelon red, that this gives my lips a nice juicy, like I just ate some ice cream, you know, kind of like that, without making them a very harsh type of red, if that makes any sense at all. I can also layer this. So for instance, I also have one from Essence here. And can you see the difference in color? So this one is a more almost brighter, and this one is a little bit more muted. So the brighter one for me, I feel looks weird. It's too red and too pink at the same time. I don't really like the color on me that much. And this one I think is very pretty, because it's kind of my lips but a little bit more plump. And I can layer this on top of lipsticks if I want to as well. So this one is also minty. But there's also a little bit of a chili spiciness going on with both glosses actually. So there is a tingling sensation, and I actually this morning put on this one to hydrate my lips and to kind of reaffirm how it felt, and I was like, oh, it's spicy. Ooh, never mind. So if you like that, then you will like these. I think so, at least. The next one that I'm going to go to is also from Martine Cosmetics. This is one of her liquid lipsticks, and this is in the shade Daniela. This is a kind of a burnt orange. It's a very, very nice thin formula. I think that the color is cute as well. It does have a smell, but I think I also put it on top of the gloss, so that's maybe not handy. Yeah, I think the formula is very, very nice. So if you were wondering about her formula, don't. It's very nice and thin. I don't feel it's overly drying. So as a formula goes, it's very, very much up there. I love it. Yes. Okay, let's next go to Unearthly Cosmetics, and then these. The Molten Chrome pot. So I have them all. I have 5 here. These are the colors that I have right now here on this side, at least in the Amazeballs. I really, really like these. You can use them as a liner. You can even use them on your lips. But if you do that, scoop out a little bit and then use a lip brush. Don't go in with, I don't know, a lip brush in the pot because, you know. So I think they're very, very cool, and I love to play with them. I love to use them as a liner. As I said, you can use them on your lips as well. And you can also use them as eyeshadows. I do feel that if you use them as eyeshadows, kind of build them up a little bit. You can put them on top of matte eyeshadow if you want to, so you have kind of a base layer. But go in with little bits at a time and build it up a little bit. Because what I did notice is if I went and swiped, I would kind of, it needs to settle a little bit. It needs to set. So I suggest grabbing a brush and then tapping it on. You can also do that with your fingers, but yeah, that doesn't work for me. You can use a silicone applicator if you want to. A sponge tip applicator, it will probably also work, but then you will have to wash it very, very well. I just tried a brush and it works nicely, but just have a little patience and build it up a little bit. So just put down the first layer, tap it on the first layer, let it settle, and it settles pretty quickly, and then kind of, you know, go over it again. That's how I use it, at least. But I think they're very, very nice. I did receive these in PR, and I do have an affiliate code with Unearthly Cosmetics to save you 10%. Okay, next I am going to go to the Incandescence. The incandescent liquid highlighters from Unearthly Cosmetics, and I'll swatch them so that you can kind of see what they do on my, this is the way that they were swatched. I do like the formula. I had to kind of get used to it a little bit, because usually formulas like this feel very oily, and these do not. They have substance, but I don't know what kind of base she used, but it doesn't feel extremely oily. And so that's the reason that they are here. They're very nice. Now, how do I use them? Like this. So I put them on the back of my hand, and then with my finger, I tap it on. It's actually the only thing that I apply with my finger is liquid highlighter, because I just enjoy that. But here you can see what the colors are doing on me. So these colors are here because I really, really love the formula. I wanted to group them together like I did with the other ones. Honestly, I used this one and I used this one. This one, which is the purple one here, I did not use because I don't like this color on me. But I do like the formula, and I just grouped them together. So that's what I did actually. But for me, the color, it's not what I gravitate towards. So these two I really do like. The yellow tube, which is interesting. The yellow tube looks more pink on me, and then the pink tube looks more yellow on me. I actually put one of the colors on my cheeks today, and I think that as a blush topper they're very, very pretty. You can also mix them in with foundations if you want to, and create your glowy. You can also mix them in with your primer. You can mix them in with your face cream if you want to. So yeah, I think that the formula is very, very nice, and I can definitely recommend them. Next I'm going to go to, let's go to Catrice. So from Catrice, I pulled 2 things that are Amazeballs. Let's go to this one first, which is the mascara. It's a mascara that I have been using for a few weeks now. It's the Lift Up mascara. So I have been using for years the Bye Bye Panda Eyes from Essence. Unfortunately, I don't know why, but it's not in stock right now. I cannot get a hold of it. So when I needed a new mascara, I was like, I will try this one. I love a tube mascara, especially in combination with falsies. I just love the way that it's just so easy to take off. So this said easy removal, and I was like, I'll try it. I really like this mascara. So why is it not in the next category, you may ask? Because it's not easy removal, according to me. I base that on the ease that I can remove my Bye Bye Panda eyes with, and a tube mascara you remove with warm water, not cold water, but warm water. It just goes away. You don't really have to scrub, you just, you know, wash your face and it's gone. This, it takes more effort. So that's why I say I don't consider this easy removal, because it's not as easy as my tube mascara, but I really do like this mascara. That's why it's here. It makes my lashes, it elongates them, it just gives them a nice coat. And if I coat them a few times, I feel like, now I never need lashes, but I love to wear my falsies, and I wear them today. But there are also days that I'm like, I'm good with just this mascara, and that is something that usually the Bye Bye Panda eyes doesn't do for me. So yeah, I can very much recommend this. I had no transfer, I had no flaking. Granted, today I have it on with my falsies, but also if I don't have any falsies on, I don't have any flaking with this. So I really like it. The next thing that I'm going to mention is another lip oil from Catrice. I really love the lip oils from Catrice. This is just the new color that they got in store, and I was like, I want it. The lip oil as a whole is the lip oil itself is basically in the next category. You have to pry it out of my cold dead hands. But this is color number, I don't know. It's a very, yeah, I love it. And I will keep on rebuying, not necessarily this color, probably a different color. They also have clear, but I think that the formula is very nice. And it's a lip oil formula that has substance, but it's not gloopy. And I really like it. So it stays on my lips a little while longer than some other formulas that sink in immediately, because I always feel that they dry out my lips. I don't know why, but that's how I feel at least. So the next product that I'm going to mention is on the cusp of Amazeballs and Cold Dead Hands. And the reason for that is that while I love the whole aesthetic of this product, I love using it, it doesn't seem to work with all my foundations, because on some foundations it's almost like it breaks apart, which I don't know why, but it is the way it is. So that's why it's here, and it's from House Labs. This I got as a present, and just the opalescence of the component, I don't even think that you can see it. Sorry for the fluctuation in light, by the way. My window is open. It's kind of windy sometimes, and it blows my curtains open, so that's why you see a fluctuation in light. The shade is Fire Opal. The shade, it's so stunning. It's so stunning. I also like the formula. So it is kind of, I don't want to say it's a cream to powder, but it also kind of is. I do use it with a brush, and I use it with a denser brush. And a lot of the time use it as a blush topper. So I think that this is a very pretty color. But as I said, sometimes with some foundations it's almost like it breaks apart a little bit more. And I kind of want to buff it in too. And sometimes it just, it's the foundation that I have underneath that doesn't want it. So it doesn't really want to play well with the cream foundation, for instance. So yeah, that's why it's not in the next category, which we're going to go to now. So the next category is you have to pry it out of my cold dead hands. And here are products, as I said, while the Amazeballs was already a favorites category, this is the favorites of the favorites. These are the bestest of the bestest. These are what I grab for so often. So let's start with the first thing that I have here, which is also from House Labs, which is the bronzer. I really love the component. I don't love it. I love this one a little bit more because, I don't know, it looks a little bit more high end, but this doesn't get dirty as much. So I have the shade Light Level 4, and I really love the color. I have it on today. I also love the way that it feels. It's such an interesting feeling, because when you feel it, it kind of feels powdery almost. And then when I do this, it feels very nice. It's very nice. I don't know. It just makes me want to purr a little bit, which is interesting. It reminds me of some chocolates. when you put a chocolate in your mouth, sometimes they melt perfectly, that when you go back and forth with your tongue against that part, the top of your mouth, there's a certain slip. That's what this has as well. I don't know, but it makes me think of chocolate. Doesn't smell like it, but there's just something, there's just that velvety feel. It's just so nice. I do use this with a denser brush as well, but it's just here, it's that whole experience again. So that is why it's here. I really love to use this product. Yes. Next I'm going to go to, let's go to Unearthly again, because I can. So let's go to this one first, which is the other one of the Molten, the Incandescence highlighters, and this is the shade Gilded. I love this shade, that's why it's here. Let me swatch this shade. This shade is a peach, and you can see the pink on me, but it also reflects the peach. I have it on today. I actually have it on top of the House Labs, and it's very pretty. And when I then turn my head, it just flows very well with my blush, but also with my undertone. I love that it kind of gives me a little bit of pink, but especially that peach, and then especially when I put it on top of kind of a pinker thing, it kind of, I don't know, almost pulls in the pink and shows the peach a little bit more. This is my favorite color. This is the color that I use regularly. That is why it's here. So for me, being a warm toned olive, this is perfect. This is so pretty. Yeah, that's the this is my favorite. That's why it's here. Then I'm going to go to the other Molten Chrome pot that I have from her, which is MC6. This is teal to purple. There's also green in here, but for me you can kind of see what's happening. So it's basically teal to purple on me, and I love this color so much. This color makes me so happy. This is the color that I have been using a lot from her as a liner, but also just all over the lid. I love to use, I don't know, a dark purple crease and then this on the lid because it then gives that teal combination. But if I combine it with teal, it gives me the dark teal and then a hint of purple. Oh, I love that so much. That's why it's here. That's why it's here for sure. Okay, let's next go to... I almost have to mention these last, just because. Formula wise, the next product is the winner of the month. But it's basically a tie. Let's just go to the next thing, which is from Catrice. It's one of their Melting Kisses, and it's a new product. A Melting Kiss, and this is in the shade 10. It's a gloss stick, and the color is called Adore You. This is like a lip gloss in a balm. In a balm format. It's so nice. This just, it's a very subtle color, and you do see it on me, but it's just very subtle, but it's such a nice product. I love a lip oil, I love a lip balm, I love lip glosses, but I know that not everyone loves lip glosses. This is the hydration of a lip gloss without the gloopiness, so the perfectness. It also is the nice glide on feeling like a lip balm, but it doesn't dry out, so it's almost the perfect hybrid between a lip oil, a lip gloss and a lip balm, if that makes any sense. I really like this one, hence that it is in the You Have to Pry It Out of My Cold Dead Hands. There are more colors, and I just picked color number 10 because I hope that they come to store so I can kind of swatch them and see what other colors that I want. Now the last product that I have here, it's, I don't know, it's probably not a surprise. There are no eyeshadow palettes in here, by the way, but it's probably not a surprise. And it is from Colored Rain, and it's the rest of the collection minus the eyeshadow palette. So it's the liquid lipsticks and the lipsticks. Let's go to the lipsticks first. So can we just appreciate the components? Here it's the whole vibe. It's the whole aesthetic. The lipsticks are very nice. Very nice indeed, a very nice formula. The best thing is that they are orange leaning. I swatch everything in the video that I did, so if you want to see more swatches, go watch that video. But this is a peach, but it's an orange peach. And I love that so much. Also, the colors are all different. They look similar, but they are different when you swatch them and when you put them on. And I swatched them on my hand, and I think I did lip swatches at least in that video. They look matte, and they're, I think, more of a satin formula when you see them on. But it's just very, very nice. And the color, oh, it's finally I have lipsticks that are peach, you know, but not pink peach, but a more orange peach. And then the last thing I'm going to mention are the liquid lipsticks, and that's just because if I have to choose between a bullet lipstick and a liquid lipstick, I usually choose for a liquid lipstick, just because, or a gloss, or honestly most time a lip balm. But this needs to be, because of the whole theme, the bee theme, the everything. The collection was made for me, people, specifically made for me. I'm joking, but it was made for me. Can we just, you know, it's a very comfortable thin formula. They are also orange leaning, and yeah, it just needs to be. I don't think that I will get rid of these, even if they go bad. I will probably still keep them just because of the way that they look. So yeah, that is it for today. That is it for the Best of Beauty Summer 2022. It was a long video. I hope I can edit it down because I have been filming for almost an hour. So let's hope that I can kind of cut it down a little bit. And yeah, if you want more in-depth thoughts on certain products, I have done videos with certain things, except the Martine. Well, I did a video with the Martine Cosmetics collection. I just never uploaded it because it's not even edited. So let me know if that's still of interest to you. But yeah, that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am going to wish you a fantastic day, a fabulous evening. May your foundation always match your neck, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye guys.